Hello. I encourage you to look around in the world and pay attention to how people stand, and how many people stand like this. You'll probably notice most people stand like this these days. Note we should be balanced while we stand. The alternative is hanging, that passive position that I just demonstrated. That is not balanced, that is not stable. And hanging on our spine like that, in that passive, very lax position, means that since we're not stabilized in our trunk, we have to stabilize at our joints, and this severely restricts our range of motion. Firstly, we will revisit the squat here. This is in order to retrain our hamstrings to be the dominant muscle of our legs. Our hamstrings orient our pelvis, and if we're quad dominant, then it's going to pull our pelvis forward, which is going to encourage us to hang forward in that tilted passive position that I've demonstrated. So hamstrings will pull our pelvis back underneath us into a neutral orientation, and we make our bodies very familiar with this new orientation. Notice how far back my butt is in relation to my feet, yet my center of gravity is still directly above my heels. I'm balanced, and I can maintain that orientation as I stand. So next important thing is to reopen our hip flexors. These muscles that have become so very tight because of how we stand in a passive position. Like I mentioned, our trunk, if it's not stabilizing us, then our joints do. So that's what our hip flexors have had to do for so long. And we need to reteach them that they can open up without bringing our spine with us. So I need to emphasize here, I am not driving my pelvis forward toward the bench. It's not what I'm doing. Through releasing tension via the exhale, I am letting go of that tightness, which allows my pelvis to move forward. It's very different than driving it forward. I'm letting go of tension with each breath. Maintaining stability, breathing into posterior rib cage to open up this space more, and then exhaling, releasing tension in the front side to allow my hip to move through extension. My spine does not have to extend at all in order for my hip to extend. My hip should be able to extend fully without bringing the spine along with it. This is a slow process, and patience is key. If you're trying hard, if you're pushing or forcing anything, you're just going to develop more tightness. If not in your hips, then somewhere else. We are letting go of the tension. We're not building more. Slowly, slowly, releasing tension, allowing my hips to move further into extension. Building pressure to increase stability at this end range of motion, then exhaling and letting go of more tension. And this is full hip extension, straight line from knee to chest, fully extended, which translates into an upright standing posture. One more tool that we can use to develop a practical, multifunctional hip range of motion is the lunge. So this is maybe more similar to running motion, or perhaps an alternative way of getting things off the floor or getting low to the ground. Notice my torso stays upright, and I'm merely moving through extension on the back leg, balanced on the front heel, Don't have to move anything but my hip. Nice and easy. Good luck.